Good morning. Welcome to Sunday morning meditation with Awakening Truth. I'm Kat and this is Brian with me, and we are very happy to be with you. It is October. I was going to say December. I was thinking about December. It's October 12th. And what a beautiful time to be alive, and also a very challenging time. So we wanted to share some Dharma today and a meditation to really honor the space that we're in, that is in continuous change and flux. And I'm reminded this morning, and as I was talking to Brian this morning, about the very beginning time of when I first started meditation and learning about Buddhism and practicing meditation. And at that time, when I first started, I sat a few long retreats, and on those retreats we focused on the 3 marks of existence. And so I wanted to share with you all this incredible experience of one of the, what I consider the most challenging teaching in Buddhism, of not self, and really unpack it and make it a little bit more simple for us. So the 3 marks of existence are these qualities of suffering, and as we experience the world, the Pali term is dukkha. And dukkha, like dookie, if you ever listen to Green Day, or like what we really don't want, the extra, what the teachings call the second arrow. And this is the first mark of existence. And what a beautiful mark to show that, yes, we're going to feel the pain of being alive today. We're going to feel the fight, flight, freeze, or fawn of the experiences of the turmoil and things we can't control, in the people in our lives, in the politics, in the communities, in the work situations, in our families, all these things that bring us suffering. But do we invite in the second arrow, where we analyze it and make it more challenging than just the initial pain? The second mark of existence, alongside dukkha and suffering, this is impermanence and change. And this is anicca in Pali language. So I'd be sitting in meditation, for long hours, and I'd just say over and over, anicca, anicca. Watching sensation run through the body, anicca. Watching the thoughts pass through, they're just changing. As Brian has offered to us in prior meditations, this changing of clouds through the sky. And the second mark of existence is one this time of year in the fall in Colorado and Maryland, where Brian is, where we see a lot of leaves changing. And we really experience change. And my father's in town, my stepmother, and we're really experiencing the beautiful colors here. And the second mark of existence is an invitation to acknowledge how it will move, how it's going to flow, how it's going to respond in the way it wants to. And so the third mark of existence, alongside dukkha, suffering, anicca, impermanence, the third is anatta. This is not self, or not about the ego. And for me, this has always been probably the most challenging, because I very easily can go into existential crisis and not want to be, because I'm more of a shy person and have social anxiety, and it's just easier to go over here, be a hermit and meditate, not have a self, not show up, not face the challenges of media and what's happening today. That's easier from the time I first started meditating to now. And so when I was exploring this, in my practice, it took me many years to get to a place to be in community and not just hide inside that teaching. And one of the most important turning points for me with the 3 marks of existence was, one, recognizing anatta, not self. It's not an anatta, anahata, which is the heart chakra, but they're so closely related that it comes back to the heart for me with the not self. So if I'm not feeling or sensing or knowing my heart, although they are very different words, anatta and anahata, they are very closely linked for me. So one of the things that turned my heart towards really listening more deeply to how I can receive compassion and love in the practice and not just be in the rigor of I don't exist is it comes back to the tattoo I have on my arm that says pause. And I sat a retreat with Amma, the founder of Awakening Truth, around what's called Insight Dialogue, and she co-taught this retreat with Terry, and they're both highly trained in Insight Dialogue. I wanted to share the book with you today, and I'll put this below in the YouTube. And basically Insight Dialogue is learning to meditate while in relationship. So there's a container while on retreat where you practice these kind of stages of experience, as Gregory Kramer founded this with his community in Barre, Massachusetts. So I wanted to share with you a little bit about anahata, the heart of not self, from what I've learned from sitting those retreats and how they really changed my life and woke me up to the experience of, whatever we call, that sacred place beyond ourselves, that masterful way or state of being, whether that's being like a Buddha, like Jesus in forgiveness, Krishna, any of these ways that we embody something beyond ourselves, that they all have the same connecting anatta in them. So I wanted to share with you about what Gregory Kramer has to say and really bring it beyond what I shared on this for many years, which is we are all connected, which I believe is true. Every breath we take, everything we speak is connected to each other and has a huge impact on each other. And this interconnection is one piece of the not self. There's also a skill and a way to slow down and to start with a pause and to really just pivot our energy into a new way of being, a new state of being. It can change our direction with the intentionality of what I'm about to share. Because if I was going in and just hiding out in my shyness, that's not really supporting the heart, not supporting that connection, right? So even if I acknowledge I'm interconnected, I'm not there. So the experience of we are all one. Maybe we've heard this in yoga class or we've heard it in a community circle. We're connected. We should support and empathize and have compassion for each other. So practically this arises not by just forcing it. And so I want to describe to you from Gregory Kramer's words. This is the end of the 14th chapter. He says, the experience of we are all one arises not by dint of effort, so not by this efforting is what he's describing, or by the shoehorning of egos into a newly assumed non-self belief system, right? So that's what I was trying to do for years. I was just shoehorning myself into the belief. But how far was I getting? I didn't have my heart in it. Rather, he goes on to say, oneness is simply the temporary dissolution of the self through yielded, generous, and boundlessly receptive listening. So I just want to pause in that. So just feel that in your body. Boundless, receptive listening. And so that first pivot, that first pause, that first set of intention, this is that, direction towards that experience. The pause is ongoing and infinite. And for many years I've done a practice called Brima. It's just a gentle bodywork practice on yourself and on others. And one of the, harmony principles is no hurry, no pause. So Gregory Kramer is pointing to that it is ongoing, that ability to pivot, set the intention, set the direction towards listening, towards being receptive. So then the second part of Insight Dialogue starts with pause, goes into relax. So when the intention is set to experience listening to others, all of a sudden our way forward can be relaxed. We're no longer in fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. We're no longer reacting to that news headline we saw. We're no longer pissed off at what someone said, right? We're relaxing, which is an acceptance. If I'm letting my body, letting my emotions, letting my mind relax, I can experience the love. I can experience the acceptance. So going on with insight dialogue. So imagine us sitting in circle, right? We start with pause and we're sitting across from a person. And we're just sitting in their energy. We're just pausing. And then we're relaxing. We're not responding from, oh, I want them to know I'm smart. I want them to know this about me so that they respond to me in this way and give me this affirmation. You know, all those thoughts just run instead of just going off and having some conversation or rant, right? So we pause, we relax. And the third one is open. And open, what a curious word. It's extending. Openness expands, right? It's like goes beyond what it is. It like, you know, if something opens, what is it doing? It's like you're turning the lid and you're lifting it. It's coming apart. It doesn't have a center, and it's mutual. That whatever's being received to open and whatever's opening, it's mutual, right? So we pause, we relax, we open. All of a sudden, this experience of not self has nothing to do with what I believe, where my mind is, has everything to do with how am I receiving a pause, listening to where my experience intentionally is going to move to relax and accept. And then the fourth one, so we went from pause, relax, to open. And the fourth one is trust emergence. Whew. So how do you get to trust emergence? This is a big ask. Well, that's what we were asked to do in retreat. You know, we're sitting for 7 days and we go through and we're not actually invited to speak until we're listening to pause, relax, open, trust. This is a lot of layers to get to before we even vocalize. And then you're sitting across from 2 or 3 people and trust emergence. Realizing that this is surrendering because you've already released everything you were about to say. So you might not know what's going to come through. And this is the not self. The no self listens deeply as the truth speaks. Someone else might say the word you had in your mind. Someone else might say it better. Someone else might say it, but they didn't say this part of it. Someone else might say it and it might trigger you. And you know because you need to be experiencing the justice of what you're about to share. That you know it's some truth that needs to be revealed to the 2 of you or the 3 of you or whatever that group is. But it's larger than you because it's a part of the connection of being with someone else or a group of people. So no self is being with someone or being with a group and listening. This is the way, this is the intention for you to show up in the community. So if you're not showing up in the community, we're not experiencing the mark of existence that the Buddha spoke of alongside suffering and change. And that's why Thich Nhat Hanh, multiple teachers around the world, they say 98, 99% of your spirituality in your practice is community. It's not sitting on your cushion. It's not, you know, you're beautiful. In some traditions you chant and you do mantra over and over. It's called japa. It's not your japa. It is your disposition towards it, towards your community. It is your disposition towards what you practice at home to then cultivate to bring to community. Yes, they are part of that 98, 99%. But the no self is this connection into being with each other, whether we do it with simple practices like acknowledging our suffering, the truth and source of it, or we do something like insight dialogue, pause, relax, open, trust emergence. Once this step, fourth step is reached, we go to speak your truth. But who's speaking? The community is speaking. The no self is speaking. And if we honor that, we honor the no self that exists in the world, whether we want to see it or not. There's awareness, all pervading awareness that none of us own. But if we listen deeply to it, what is occurring in this moment with this person or with this community, and what can we be receptive to? What can we open to? So I wanted to offer you one of my most important communities of the last 5 years has been the Gene Keys community, which is a community of individuals that support many different traditions. Excuse me, I got something in my throat. And this community has been based on Buddhism and many different Rosicrucian and other traditions. There's probably too many to name here. But what I've appreciated the most about this community is that it comes back to how we show up for each other when we listen to each other, how we experience that non-self of community by being receptive. And some of the most important parts of that is just gentleness, patience, and those are the tenets they use when you show up in community. To be gentle, to be patient, to have this unique way of trusting each other in that. So Richard Rudd is one of the leaders of that group, and he writes a lot of poetry, beautiful sage. He is. And it's called The Holy Incantation of Solace. And as I was listening to Gregory Kramer's words about that deep practice that really opened me to my heart and to compassion and to love, this incantation is really that same invitation. Like as you hear the words and you listen to Brian and I offer meditation and Dharma today, you're having an experience with us. You're in our community. You're invited into Awakening Truth. So donate, do what you can, fill our donations, make it possible. Because what we're doing here with you right now is we're opening a field of trust. We're opening an ability to experience love wherever we go in our world, who the people are that we invite that non-self. We invite that oneness of who we are as being receptive. So as you experience it here, as I say the words, bring the people to mind. Bring the energies of those that most need this right now. Create a deeper field of trust. So close your eyes as you listen to this incantation. Feel into your feet. Feel into your seat. Notice the energy of the body. Let it feel comfortable for you. Pause into what you feel. Relax. Open. And trust what emerges as you hear this incantation. The holy incantation of solace. May love pour through our soul, weaving us together as one. May light flower in our heart, lending us the grace to transform all fear. May warmth radiate our belly, bringing prosperity to all. May purity shimmer in our bones, filling us with the light of the stars. May kindness resound in our voice, softening the way that lies ahead. May clarity shine through our mind as we lie in the arms of the infinite. May solace abound in our life, touching all who we meet. May solace abound in the world, bringing all beings into perfect union.
So this is an invitation to drop into our meditation practice right now. And that lovely Dharma talk. Thank you so much, Kat. That really spoke to my heart. And I'm sure everyone that listens to this recording that this is, will really resonate with heartfulness of how we go about in our day and our interconnectedness. I'm going to invite the bell and then lead us through a guided meditation. And invite the bell 3 times. The invitation is to listen to the full sound of the bell. Breathing in a long breath. Know you're breathing in a long breath. Just take this time to pause, deeply listening to our bodies right now. Just being with the whole energy field of the body, finding our posture and our stable position, and breathing in that long breath, following the full draw of the breath in and the full draw of the breath out. Just feeling that breath inside the energy field of our own bodies, bringing peace and relaxation. And this breath, and this breath, are very fertile times for practice. There's so much going on outside of us and inside of us as we are all interconnected. And in our practice, we work on deep listening and being with the energies in equanimity. So, with the breath, just notice the quality of the breath, feeling the in breath, experiencing the out breath, just noticing the breath. How is the breath in the body? Every breath is unique. Breathing in, feeling the full draw of the breath in and the full draw of the breath out. Just checking in with our bodies, feeling our feet and feeling our hands and our seat, feeling the space the whole body occupies right now, a sacred space, and engaging in our mindfulness, our heartfulness, just opening. So we feel our whole body in this space, breathing in, relaxing the whole body, breathing out, relaxing the whole body. Let relaxation move into the foreground of our attention, the relaxation of the body, the space the body occupies, into the foreground of our attention, and the breath into the background. As we openly listen to all the energies inside of us. We are an energy field receptive to all the energies, as if you were to walk over to a piano and you press the sustain pedal down so nothing's holding the strings and something resonates, some sound. It will resonate with some of the strings, some of the notes. Our bodies are like that. With whatever energies around us, it resonates somewhere, pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. And just being with this openness, listening deeply to our inner selves. These three marks of existence, dukkha, suffering, dukkha, anicca, impermanence. Everything's in flux, everything's changing. And anatta, no self, moving beyond the ego. So with our breath in the background, breathing in and breathing out, breathing in, relaxing the body, breathing out, relaxing the body, deep listening. When the body's deeply relaxed, we drop into a joy, a simple joy, not of anything happening, but this, the joy of being, just being right here, right now. Very simple joy. And with that relaxation and that simple joy, we allow unconditional friendliness to all the energies that are around us. We bring unconditional friendliness to ourselves, acceptance, and equanimity, being with all these energies as they are. Really sitting with any sufferings that come up and nourishing ourselves in this state of relaxation, not to bring on the second arrow. The first arrow is inevitable. Suffering exists. The second arrow is what we do with that suffering. Just recognizing it's there, its presence. When we recognize, bring in mindfulness and heartfulness to whatever energies are present themselves. We bring a clearing, a space, allowing it to be, being in this space, this clearing. We invite equanimity. Breathing in, feeling the space in our body. Breathing out, dropping in deeper to that inner spaciousness of our body, of relaxation. As we drop into this deeper space, this inner spaciousness, we know we are visiting a very sacred place inside of us and outside of us. This space is always available as we go through our day. It is always here, and pausing throughout our day, allowing more awakening into this space. And as we go through our day, if we get a little rattled or unsettled, just recognizing rattling, unsettling, just recognizing. Recognizing brings us back, taking time to pause. Going back to our breath in the background, drawing in a long breath, and breathing out a long breath. Breathing in, relaxing the whole body. Breathing out, relaxing the whole body. And putting a half smile on our lips. Seeing picture photos of the Buddha, always a little tiny smile brings unconditional friendliness to ourselves, acceptance, brings our interconnectedness to the foreground, brings our dropping into this inner spaciousness. It's here, and then I'll invite the closing bell for our meditation. And the invitation here is as we go through our day, just take time to pause throughout the day, just dropping into being here now, right here, right now, being aware that this space, this tranquility space inside of us is always here, always available. Now I will invite the bell to close our meditation. Thank you all so much for your practice and for being here. And blessings.